So, I've drawn fake Pokemon before, right? If you're familiar with the channel, you've probably seen a couple of the videos where I made up my own starters or even some regional variants for a couple of existing Pokemon. Well, I have a couple of friends that are artists as well, and they're really good, and I wanted to figure out a way for us to collaborate with each other. So, I had this idea where I was thinking maybe we could spin a wheel a couple times, get a random Pokemon type, and just make up a Pokemon with that type. So my friends Heath, Rob, and Travis, we're all on board with this. So let's just get right to it, I guess.
Travis his name is first on my list over here. So if you want to introduce yourself and give some sort of shout out or plug yourself, whatever you want to do, that in an appropriate way.
Right. Well, my name is Travis Herman. I go by Dr. T. Neal, and I'm from the Creative Jargon channel on YouTube. And you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. That's it.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Heath, you're second on the list that I see there. So do you want to go next?
My name is Heath Hawley. I am just a general artist, I guess. Graphic designer, illustrator. I'm in a band with Rob, and we make silly stuff sometimes where we have to draw stuff. I don't know how else to describe myself in this context.
I mean, I'll take
You
it.
nailed it.
All right, Rob, last but not least.
Cool. I am Robert, as I was named at birth. I have really similar credentials to Heath. I'm also an artist, graphic designer, and we are both in a band called Masson.
All we're going to do today is like intros, which we got out of the way, and then figure out what type of Pokemon we're going to be drawing. So, you guys ready for that, I guess?
Yeah, boy.
Ready.
Let's do it.
Bring on that dragon type, baby.
Ooh.
We'll see. Yeah, I was going to ask if you guys had any preferences.
Not really. I'm scared of dragons because I feel like they're hard to draw. But
Right.
I think water would
but
be
they are
good.
cool. They are the coolest.
Water would be a good zone to draw. Easy concepts.
Yeah.
Anybody want to go first?
I'll take it.
Mm.
Take the bullet.
Okay, sure. Here we go. That was Travis who spoke, right? I didn't have you guys pulled up here.
Nice.
Okay,
Ooh,
Dark.
Okay.
I want to spin again, see what your secondary type may be.
Okay,
I was
cool.
kind of personally, I want ghost type. I forgot to say that earlier. So if you get ghost, I'm going to be a little jealous.
Whoa.
That's scary. Yeah. Okay.
Dark and fairy. All right,
I like it.
that's
pretty
pretty
cool.
exciting. All right, anybody want to go next?
You could do
Okay.
me. Or, well,
Oh shit! Sorry, I said a cuss.
I think I said
Maybe I shouldn't have
Oh,
cussed.
it's okay. I don't care. You can say whatever you
I was
want.
like,
That's
wait, I should have.
Oh, shoot.
fine.
Oh, penis. All right. Sorry, my
Um,
cat's throwing up. If you guys hear that.
So Rob's first type is
nice.
hiding,
Ooh, okay, that's cool. I'll take it.
and secondary type
I'm gonna go with the forearms. Another fairy.
fairy again.
Nice.
Okay,
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
that'll be an
Flying
interesting
fairy.
one.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, Heath, you're up next. Flying
Nice.
Ooh.
Cool.
and
Oh.
poison. Okay.
Nice.
Ooh.
And lastly, I'll get a ground, maybe? Yeah, okay, ground. I like ground type Pokemon. I think they're pretty neat.
Yeah.
And bug. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
I have 0 ideas for this so far, but I'll think of something. We'll meet back up in like a week. Does that sound okay? Just show each other what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
1 week later. Hey, something happened during the recording that made my audio in particular sound terrible. Everyone else still sounds great, but please stay and watch the video. I'm sorry about the bad audio, but I promise the video's good.
Sure.
And Heath, since you're going first, let's see, you had flying and poison, right?
Yeah, baby.
All right, cool. Well, I guess let's see it whenever you're ready.
I realized early that the only poison flying line in Pokemon is Zubat, Golbat, Crobat, so I was kind of struggling trying to figure out like a good idea. and this was my first idea of kind of like poison owl. I think
That's
this is
super
really cool,
sick.
but it's not what I
Yeah.
went
Yeah, that rules.
with. And then I started doing these ideas for like a kind of like a virus, and
Nice.
I started thinking like, this is maybe too much like coughing, wheezing looking. And I kind of tried to do this thing like with the cloud to try and get the flying type, but it wasn't really working. So then I made the virus into his head and kind of made him like a skater, surfer, silver surfer, like airborne virus kind of thing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I
was
would
really
not
happy.
have thought of that. That is really cool, though.
Yeah.
The
And
owl
then-
and this one too.
yeah, I just
That's awesome.
spent pretty much the rest of this time lapse is just kind of messing around with colors and stuff. But
Yeah, that
I
cloud
guess-
is a really great solution.
Yeah, it
You
is.
went with the like the coloring of the like Pokemon card type.
yeah, I was trying to get that sort of
Mhm.
like watercolor
man, you nailed
looking.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, the green was a great touch there.
That looks
was
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love his pads too, and I like how like the elbow pads and the knee pads are like opposite of like what's actually on his body.
I think
Mhm.
it eventually changes. I think I make some last second edits to it. Yeah, and I just make them.
Ooh.
All the accents are purple,
Nice.
and then the pads are all green.
Oh,
I
good
think
choices.
Yeah,
That
that's
looks
the
awesome,
final.
dude.
Thank you so much.
And I think like what
Yeah,
Travis
thank
said, the owl is also really, really cool too. But I like this is
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
like
yeah,
He's like, don't get used to that.
yeah, but this is like super. This is like way
That was
more
cool, too.
original in my opinion.
yeah, I
Yeah.
felt a little cheap going humanoid Pokemon on it, but I once I realized I could put a body on this virus, I was like, hell yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you made it completely original. It looks great.
Thank you so much.
What's his name?
I named him Flyrus.
Flyrus. I like it.
Very clean,
Gosh.
man.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Do you just like freehand all of that, or did you use any like because like a lot of those lines look like super clean. Like even when you were just sketching it out, it looked really really clean. Was that all just freehand?
Yeah, it's freehand. I kind of like when I do line work, I get real messy with it at first, and kind of just
hmm
am searching for
Like
general shape.
sculpt with it,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
these like
Yeah.
searching lines, and
Mhm.
then once I go in and do like the final line work, I try and get it as clean as I possibly can without taking too much like character out of it.
Well, Travis, if you want
I'm
to go
just blown
ahead
away.
and
That
go.
was awesome.
That was, and
Thank
the
you so much.
background's
Yeah,
really
sick.
good too.
Mhm.
Yeah, just squiggled some lines, put some blur on it.
I honestly, I really like the shading on it. Now that I'm looking at the final picture again, the shading's really cool. Like I mean,
Mhm.
you'll see it later, but my shading's a lot more just like solid lines and stuff. But what you did, it makes it look like it was like
Yeah, mine is
watercolored
too.
or something.
Oh
yeah, it's like a
That's what-
callback to that '90s Sugimori
Yeah,
art,
Yeah,
kind of.
very iconic.
I thought that I had seen some Procreate brushes that are specifically branded like that, but I couldn't find them. But I found a bunch
Yeah.
of people saying that you could just use the stock Procreate brushes. All right, who's next?
Is it me?
I think it is you.
Yep. And let's see,
Okay.
you
Oh,
had
sure.
what was it? Dark and Fairy, right?
Yes.
This should be pretty good.
Sick combination.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just went straight for my first. Like, I kind of waited all week and like went. I had this concept in my like head the whole time, so I just went straight for it. But like halfway through, I had a whole different idea, just like you did, man. So I'm gonna save that one just in case. But yeah,
A little sushi or rice
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah, this is great so
rice
far.
roll. I base this off of our cat. I typically hit up some cats, and I like to do some tater tot bodies. That's what that is.
Yeah.
The bees, and then a lot of the line work is still it's like my style, and then I think I did a lot of this like cell shading, like you did, Austin.
Yeah.
It's like real bold stuff. And at last minute, I would have done, I think, an auto lock on the whole thing and done some like more shading, but that's one thing I left out. Otherwise, I got the whole thing colored and some good depth in there.
When
Sorry
you
it's so
first
long. I
started-
didn't know exactly how long.
Oh yeah, no worries. When you first
No,
started the
it's-
sketching
it's cool.
process, it reminded me of Snorlax, but it's like gone a completely different direction. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think of Snorlax at all when I see it now. But again, not something I would have thought of, but it looks really cool so far.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
The inclusion of
Snorlax.
the moon
It's
as
funny you
well.
said that. Oh yeah.
Snorlax.
Well, at first you'll see. I think I did. I tried to do a moon on the stomach, but the way I drew it didn't really like that. That angle's not good enough for it. So I should have done like a basic character creation, but like I just went straight for like a kind of. I was thinking of like a card art, but I definitely didn't
Mhm.
hit that like style. But I gave it like the scenery, imagery, and maybe
Oh,
one of
nice.
those like variant kinds of cards.
Yeah, I wish I would have done a card art now. I didn't do that at all. Like, but like
Well,
that's a
I
great
watched your
idea.
videos. I watched your videos and was thinking like, oh well, I think it was the Lickitung
Yeah,
had the had like at least forest and stuff behind it, and
yeah. For that one, I kind of did like a card art thing, but for this one, I don't know. I went a different direction. I mean, you guys will see, but it's kind of
Mhm.
more like what you
right
would
here
see
is
in like a
good.
Pokedex.
Nice.
This
Oh
is
yeah,
what I like. I added some. So the Pokemon has the power to float. Its name is Keech, based off of our cat Keech.
Keech with like a K.
Yeah, yeah, Keech.
Nice. Nice.
And its powers come from comfort, so love, sleep, food, things like that. You can make it
Evolve with
angry,
happiness, perhaps.
Right. Yeah. Well, I definitely um was thinking about. I can't remember what it's called, but you have to like link your friendship, like in a sense, with your Pokemon in certain games,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like your friendship level or whatever with them before they
Yeah,
can do
yeah.
certain things. But that was definitely something I was thinking about. And then it's funny you mentioned the Snorlax thing because if we do a if we're doing any generations, I'm probably gonna make this a big boy, and it will no
Oh,
longer be able to fly.
so okay, so
That's gonna be part of
in your head, this
it.
is like
Mhm.
a pre-evolution kind of deal, right?
Yeah, yeah. This could be mid too.
That's what I was
I was thinking
wondering.
there could be before, could be an after,
Like a
but I
little kid.
definitely like a Snorlax direction as well.
I could definitely see
Nice.
that.
I like. There's
But
not a whole lot of like cat Pokemon that aren't just like here's a cat standing on the ground.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you're
know,
right.
except for
yeah. I
Mew.
wanted that. Yeah,
With a
I like
what?
this one being kind of like floatish, and it reminds me a bit of Mew, but definitely bigger,
Yeah,
definitely a little clunkier.
I like the chunky cat.
The only other
I
one I
was
can think
looking
of
up
is
a
like is
lot.
Incineroar, where he's just like a wrestler with a cat head. But
I hate
Yeah,
Incineroar.
Well, there's like
you're wrong.
there's
I
isn't
like
there like
Incineroar.
Purloin,
Yeah, Purloin.
Liepard?
Both just cats.
Uh, can't think
Skitty.
of a yeah.
Meowth.
There's there's a bunch of them. I was looking up those. I was looking up darks, fairies, and in the end, I think I waited so long that I didn't really implement anything that I studied. So
Mhm.
like I kind of just went with instinct, and
Mhm.
yeah. I'm glad you guys liked it though.
For sure,
I had a
man.
fun time
Yeah, it
doing
turned
it.
out cool.
That's great.
Thank you. Could be
Thank you.
powerful. I don't know. Could be a sleeper.
I can see this being like having like a great HP stat and
Yeah.
special
Yeah.
attack probably, maybe even special defense, one of the
Yeah,
two. But like just
definitely.
somebody's like you just sending out a cat, and then like they just can't kill it, and like that's how it wins a
Yeah.
lot of battles.
You can't disturb it from its sleep here, dude.
Like
Can't be bothered.
Oh, I wonder what it's like when it awakes, though. Like that's an interesting idea. Like what happens when this guy
Mhm.
is
So I was
awake?
thinking, when it's in comfort mode, it may be like this for most of it, and then that's when like you could irritate it, could have a rage form, something
Yeah,
like that.
a zoomies form where it's just like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Super
going
fast. Yeah.
nuts. It
Oh
changes out.
man,
It's like HP and special defense for like speed and special attack, and it's just crazy.
that the character, the generation before it would probably have be the one that has zoomies.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys. That's Keech.
Yeah,
Bye,
you're welcome.
Cage.
Bye, Keech. Thank you for your service.
Rest in peace. All right, Rob.
Okay.
Let's see. You had fighting and fairy, another fairy type.
Fighting and fairy.
I was
Okay.
looking up type stats too, like what's strong against what, and I'm pretty sure fairy's strong against fighting, so that's a cool stat to have. You'd be like a
It's like a
powerhouse
weird
against fire.
paradox.
I don't think
Yeah.
there's a fighting and fairy type Pokemon. Like I think this is going to be a completely original thing. If I'm not mistaken, like there's freaking over 1,000 of these guys, so I could be wrong.
I think I looked it
Yeah.
up and I didn't find any, but I might be wrong.
You're
Tell
telling
me.
me?
I
I was
just
gonna say, you're
opened
telling
this.
me, Austin, that you don't know all the Pokemon?
You don't have them all memorized?
Hard to believe.
Yeah. So I have two different like things because I changed it. Nice.
Ooh, monkey.
That's
So this was
awesome.
my first pass that I did not keep. But this is just I made a little 30-second time lapse because in Procreate it'll do either the full thing, just however long it is, or 30 seconds.
Okay.
So this is I'll just kind of go over it. I knew I wanted it to be like cute and tough, obviously, because it's fighting and fairy. So I was kind of inspired by some Powerpuff Girls art style. That monkey on Dexter's Lab, I forget what he's called.
I think he's just called Monkey.
Mankey. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think he is, or like Secret Agent Monkey or something.
Yeah.
The monkey ball.
Yeah, I from Monkey Ball kind of. This also obviously there's some parallels with Mankey and Tyrogue. I wasn't crazy about it. Ultimately, I sent it to Heath, and he gave me a couple suggestions, and he drew a couple little sketches. So then, using one of his sketches as like a base idea, I changed up some stuff, and I came up with this.
Ooh, dude.
I didn't draw a background.
That's freaking
But,
sick, though. I love that little guy.
Dude, thanks. Big thanks
Heck
to Heath
yeah.
for the ideas. But yeah. The headband is basically bandages, and one of Heath's suggestions was to go with like a healing or like a nurse kind of property to balance out the fighting type for like, represent the fairy.
Yeah.
So yeah, the headbands are bandages, and then hence he has like the little hearts on his gloves. Oh yeah, and then I came up with one attack for him, and this is a tentative name. I don't think it's very good, but the name I came up with was Cure Bash, and it's just basically like if you use it normally against an enemy, it's just a really strong punch, like Mega Punch,
Yeah.
maybe stronger. But it's fighting and fairy type, so whatever multipliers you get with that. But if you use it in a double battle, if you hit your teammate with it, it'll like heal them for that amount.
Yeah.
Like equal to if they were being hit and taking damage or whatever.
I could also see it being like one of those moves that like it damages your opponent, but it'll also heal you if you want.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of different
Giga
ways you
Drain.
could go with it.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I'd like to come up with a full move set because when I started thinking about that, I was this is kind of fun coming up with moves. Oh, also his name is Chimpixie.
Chimpixie. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like monkeys a lot, even though a chimp
I do
isn't a
too.
monkey. But
Yeah,
that looks
yeah.
awesome, dude. I don't know how we're deciding like if we are drawing each other's evolution / prevolutions to these or not. But if we do,
Mhm.
and if we're not like randomizing it or anything, I want this one.
Mhm.
I've already got ideas for
Yeah.
this one.
Absolutely.
You want to mention your shading layer? I like because I guess I'm just now like realizing some things. Like I did mine with black and then
Mm.
the opacity down, and I see that you
Mhm.
did blue, and that makes a lot of sense. But it's
Yeah,
good to
yeah.
know
I
that
noticed
that's
that
like
too.
that's how people are doing it. Because
That's what
I just
so-
kind of I did it
Mhm.
like as a shortcut. I was like, I'll just make an alpha locked duplicate and just put black in the
Yeah.
spots that I want
Yeah,
instead of getting too
Right,
crazy
yeah.
with it.
that's what I would do
Sometimes I
too.
use black as like the shading, but it kind of
I
depends on
see.
the vibe. For this one, I wanted a little more playful, so I went with like the blue. And then a big thing is
Yeah.
playing with the blending modes on it. That'll always just give
Yeah,
you unexpected results.
I
Yeah, the
actually
colors on your guys' work is great. You guys did some great colors.
I
Thanks,
found
dude.
like a new
Thank you.
technique that I implemented for the first time for this drawing that I'll show you guys here in a minute. But I do the black
Mhm.
and then lower the opacity as well. But instead of just doing that, I set it to an overlay layer, and I think it
Nice.
made for pretty cool results. I guess I'll show you guys here in a minute. All right. Well, mine was ground and bug type. So Heath had a great idea for a worm, but there was a worm that was just released last generation, and I didn't want to do that again. It wasn't the same type or anything, and I thought like a cicada would be cool, but that's the only ground and bug type Pokemon there is already a cicada. So I thought of trapdoor spider. Have you guys ever heard of a cork lid trapdoor spider?
I don't know.
Well, hold on.
So.
Pausing this real quick. Hopefully you can Google it. I'll put a picture in post. Google a cork lid trapdoor spider real quick.
Orc lid trapdoor spider. Oh yeah.
You see it? Yeah,
I hate
arachnophobia
it.
warning, by the way. Yeah, they're nasty, but it looks like their abdomen.
Look at his ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro's got tribal.
It looks like his ass is cut in half. But like, that's like also a great idea for a Pokemon design.
Yeah.
A lot of spider Pokemon don't have 8 legs, and that's easier to draw. So I'm just sticking with that trend.
Nice.
And
Squidward shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I since it kind of looks like there's almost a face on the actual animal, I kind of was like leaning into that. Also, this could be like a pre-evolution. I couldn't decide if I wanted to go with like a little guy who hides in the ground and like he's scared and he kind of uses that as protection. But I decided to kind of go with like.
Bro's got a full comic book.
Yeah,
it looks like you got a whole little comic scene going.
Well, I really like put a lot of thought into this one. But I decided to go to like this old man looking spider, and he really wants to like sleep a lot, so he'll bury underground and like put his butt up to scare people away. But also, if like a potential prey walks over his booty, he'll quickly like move out of the way. It'll fall into his little hole, and he'll eat it. For the coloration, I just went with like dirt and grass essentially. But yeah, and he's got like a little goatee there. He can use that to help himself dig. Like that goatee he's got is like kind of sharp. It's almost like a I want to say a horn, but that doesn't like it's not on top of his head. I also tried to make his like pincers look like a mustache. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I love the coloring.
Thanks. Yeah,
that looks great.
I thought it would look good if it looked like it had grass around the edges there. I was drawing like a backside view of it too. I couldn't decide on a pattern on his butt for the longest time, so that kind of changes a little bit.
When you started drawing that, I thought you were gonna do a second face and do giraffe rig style.
I thought about it.
It could kind of functions both ways.
Yeah, I thought about making it to where he could like if his eyes on his front are closed, he'll be able to see out of the back, and like there's like a closed eye for him and an opened eye for him. But then I was like, well, I don't know. I just kind of steered away from it. I can't really give you a good reason why, but I kind of like this particular face. Yeah, that's what he looks like from the back.
I like it.
And
that's perfect.
Whoa.
Oh, I love your little animatic, dude.
Oh, cool.
And that's what he looks like from the front. And
so
the name
good.
I gave him is Spydor. That's what he looks like when he's buried underground.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, that's cool.
Demonstration, I like it.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say there's a Pokemon in the Pokemon Scarlet Violet DLC that it reminds me of.
I haven't played all of the DLC.
Because it's like it's like one of the main Pokemon. It's just like the color scheme of it, I think. I'm gonna send it in the text chat real quick. I don't know its name, but
that's Spooter.
Spooter.
It's
Spooter, yeah.
This guy.
I love that Pokemon.
Thank you, man.
Oh, that's Ogerpon.
Oh yeah, the coloration there. Yeah, I can definitely see that. There is actually there's a spider Pokemon that came out in Scarlet and Violet as well, and I think its name is Spidops. It's got a similar color palette, but I didn't want to lean too far into that. Like I wanted it to kind of seem like its own unique thing. You know? But I think I got there.
I
just looked up Spidops. Yeah,
it looks sick.
Thank you.
That's a perfect form, dude.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I think we all did pretty good.
Yeah, I think
man.
Yeah, that was cool.
Good.
I'm impressed.
I love everybody's
You guys are
stuff,
awesome.
So,
Dude, you
dude,
too. Everybody killed it.
would you guys be interested in doing something similar to this? Whether it be the same thing, making an evolution, pre-evolution, or something completely different in the future? Or is this like a one and done type kind of deal?
Oh, I'd absolutely be open to it.
Again, thank you guys. I know we did a shout out last week when we first started this. You guys want to shout out anything else while I got you?
I know that we've got another single coming out Wednesday.
Oh, like, okay, that's exciting. I really enjoyed the redo of Waffles and Pancakes, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
it's another redo. So, I mean, yeah, if it's gonna come out after Wednesday, we can go ahead and say that we're doing Stay Inside Rejuiced.
Nice.
Rejuiced Deluxe.
I'm excited. I'm super
Director's
excited.
cut.
Oh yeah.
Fully realized.
If I hadn't been binging a bunch of Austin's content for this podcast we're about to do, I've been checking out some of your guys' feed and stuff. I'm gonna
nice.
definitely look at some of this music a little more
Dude,
because from what I've already heard, it was really great.
they got some
Oh, yeah.
bangers, man.
Oh,
like,
thanks, man.
check out the music
Yeah.
video for Daisies. Like, I am constantly impressed by that. That is like professional level stuff.
One of the guys that shot that video is like constantly on tour with like a band playing arenas right now.
Really.
Yeah, we
We were super lucky that he was like around because basically right after that he started not being available.
Was it like for the animated section in that? Was that both of you guys, or because I recognize Heath's style, but I don't know if you had. I didn't even know you drew Rob until Heath told me. To be honest with you.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was we split it up basically in half, and we like he animated the first half I think, and then I animated the second.
Well,
Give or
oh,
take
wow.
probably a few seconds, but
it is freaking fantastic. Like I was like, man, I want to be a part of what these guys do. Like I like it so freaking much. But
It's
Oh,
hard to
thanks, man.
collaborate like that. That's awesome. You guys can do that, and it went well.
Yeah, we got,
oh
we
yeah,
got pretty
we
good
were
at it.
pretty
2020.
disorganized, but yeah, by the end of it, we got a pretty good system going.
Travis, what about you? I know you got a bunch of stuff you're working on. Anything in particular you want to shout out?
I think I was just telling the boys here about the cutting room floor. I'm gonna be putting that video out here soon. It'll probably be out tomorrow actually, and you guys can go check that out by the time this is out. And if I'm thinking,
That's Creative Jargon on YouTube, right?
yeah, Creative Jargon on YouTube. And then on April 6th, I'll have The Magic Pen. That'll be on there. That's a full-length short film. It's about a down-on-his-luck artist who finds a magic pen that gives him the solution to a lot of his answers or problems. But, like, what you do with that, like, if you were given a magic pen in real life, you may, like, expect things to actually probably go wrong because you don't really know what the ramifications of things like this are and the way it might make you feel. That's a nice little dark comedy to look forward to if you guys got 16 minutes, so check that out.
Heck yeah, dude, sounds awesome. Yeah, I saw the trailer for it. It looked really cool. The mixture between animation and stuff reminded me a little bit of like Scott Pilgrim or like Looney Tunes back in action, stuff like that.
Oh, it's also, I forgot to mention, it's also half animation. I was inspired by Edgar Wright for like a lot of the shots and a lot of the editing cuts and stuff, but when I was preconceiving the idea, I came up with like some Spider-Verse type like actions and stuff. But yeah, check that out on the Creative Jargon channel. There's all kinds of stuff coming out.
And we've got our interview on your channel. You're interviewing me coming out soon as well. I think that's already out. So, definitely check that out because, your boy's in it.
It'll be, it's pretty good.
I want to figure out how to incorporate more of that stuff into my own videos as well. I think that's a really good idea.
My advice would be to do some fiction instead of like an actual like video essay. Make a short film or something. Doesn't have to be good. My first one actually on my channel, on the YouTube channel, is Tickle Tickle. And that was just like a joke, like a parody of a horror trailer about a tickle monster. Basically, I try to put my daughter to bed, and she doesn't want to go to sleep, and basically a tickle monster ensues throughout the night. And it's set up like it's a horror movie, and there's a Jordan Peele like blurb on it that says, it's like Look Who's Talking meets Paranormal Activity and stuff like that. But actually, if I could go back and redo it, because it's really bad, I would. But the thing is, if you do that, it'll get you to the next step to just do more and more and more. And you're like, who cares if it's crap or whatever? It's for me. I love it.
Exactly. I
So,
mean, you can't wait till you're a professional to start doing stuff. You know what I mean? We all got to start
Yeah.
somewhere, and the idea is we'll just keep improving as we go. And if you want to go back, like massing songs, for instance, like Waffles and Pancakes, that was like your guys' first single, wasn't it?
It was the first one after the first EP, so it was kind of like it was like a change for us. We were like, oh yeah, look at our cool new sound. But now we're like, this is terrible.
But I mean, like, you would have never grown from that if you didn't put it out there. And now that you've gotten better, you can go back and, like, do things differently how you wanted. Or you could have never gone back to that song and just keep making brand new music if you want. But either way, you guys have just gotten better at saying, I mean, that's just how it goes. You know what I mean? That's just how it grows.
Yeah, you just have to do it to get better. That's the only way.
No better time to start than now. This kind of got inspirational after a minute. I didn't expect that.
Hey, you know what? That's what we're here for. Make a Pokemon. There's no better time to start than now. Get out there and make something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, all right. I'll let you guys go. I appreciate you all hopping on here and doing this thing with me. I'm super excited to do it again in the future. But hopefully this video does well. And I guess I'll see you guys later, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good.
Definitely. Thanks for having us, dude.
Anytime.
Nice to meet you, Travis.
Nice to meet you guys. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other.
Definitely.
Bye. Well, that was a ton of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that half as much as I did, because I enjoyed it quite a bit. Be sure to check out Creative Jargon on YouTube. Be sure to check out Massing on Spotify or YouTube Music or whatever you listen to stuff on, as well as, like Instagrams and stuff like that. Let us know down in the comments if you'd use any of our fake Pokemon in your party, or if you think they're all trash. Let us know if you'd be interested in watching more videos like this in the future, because I think we all definitely had fun making them, and we could turn this into a whole series. But I mean, if nobody's watching it, then we still might make it because it's fun, and we like to do things that are fun. But it'd be cooler if you guys watched it. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and again, check out their stuff. And if you're wanting to create things, get started on it right away. Don't wait any longer. Today is the day. You gotta go make your song, draw your picture, publish it if you want, but get started as soon as possible. Quit putting it off, because I mean, there's no better time to start than now. Other than that, have a great day. See you next time. Bye.
No, I don't wanna die.